Guys, welcome back to Formula for Speed. I'm your host, Chad. This is my lovely host, Babyface. Please say hello, Babyface.
Hello!
We are here to talk about one of my favorite segments. Let's talk about it. We have time. Many things going on behind the scenes. Babyface, what are you thinking?
After watching Monza, I had this thought before, but definitely after watching Monza, I feel like this is the point where Carlos Sainz wishes he hadn't signed the dotted line. Because when he was in talks with Ferrari over the winter break, I can see why he was excited. I can see why he was probably super geeked, like, wow, they're tapping me. Now, at Monza, both Ferraris didn't finish. One because of driver fault, the other one because the brakes blew. But Ferrari, by their own admission, said that they are not going to be performing over the next couple of years. It's going to take years for them to get back to a competitive state. So all I heard in that statement was Carlos Sainz is a seat warmer. He's just going to warm the seat in the second car. He can't. Based on Ferrari's own statement, Carlos Sainz is about to disappear. We're not going to see his name.
Yeah.
And for the driver that just finished second on the podium, I feel bad for Carlos Sainz.
Man, I'm going to tell you, I think he's regretting this one now because I don't think he saw that Ferrari penalty coming, the hand down they got.
I don't think any of us saw, even with the penalty, I don't think any of us saw Ferrari falling apart like this.
You know what? I ain't seen him falling to the bottom of the pack. Midfield. I didn't see that. You guys let me know what you think. I was like, it's probably a little slap on the wrist. They'll still be up there with Mercedes and Red Bull. It's probably, I didn't see this. Even the commentator in the last race in Monza was, he was like, what happened? Nothing's going right. They have no speed anywhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere. Straights, middle sectors, nothing.
Yeah.
Can't get the downforce right. Engine doesn't have power. I don't know.
Brakes are blowing up. It's just... And yes, Carlos is still very young. And I can't remember if he signed 2 years, but I hope he's going into Ferrari while leaving several doors open, because he's going to need to have another conversation with another team. Because think about it. Mick is coming up through F2.
Mind you, he run his F2 race too.
He's coming up in F2.
Race. Yeah.
There's plenty of brand new talent coming up through F2.
Yeah. Yeah, these are facts.
Ferrari already has Leclerc. Leclerc is good. He's a good driver. He's proven that. Do you think they're really going to keep Carlos Sainz for maybe Mick, if Mick comes into Formula One with Ferrari? Because Mick might come on one of the B teams as maybe his first year as a rookie.
Yeah.
And then be transferred over to Ferrari, because I think we all know that he's gonna land at Ferrari. He's gonna land there one way or another.
Or another, yeah.
But do you really think that Ferrari is gonna hang on to Carlos Sainz just because he's a good driver? I think not, because if that was the case, they got rid of Kimi, and Kimi won them a championship. Kimi is still a very good driver, so yeah. I don't see much of a future for Sainz at Ferrari. I really feel like he is just a seat warmer. He's keeping that seat nice and toasty for when Ferrari comes back up, claws the way back up through the mud that they've dug themselves into.
It's kind of crazy to see a team with that big of a budget. That is crazy. Go through that much of a downfall. That lets me know that whatever you were doing was so far wrong that it totally killed your program. So now you're having to, it's too late now. You have to literally have time to develop a whole new engine. Whole new package.
His loss is Ricciardo's gain, because let's face it, Carlos Sainz was delivering from McLaren. P2?
Yeah, P2 was great.
He was delivering.
He need 2 more laps. Yeah, I think he had to win.
Oh yeah, Danny Rick is about to come in, and we all know Danny Rick can drive. So yeah, he's going to be able to take McLaren, especially with the trajectory that they're on, where their car just keeps getting better and better ever since Alonso left. Their car is getting better. They have Lando Norris. Now they're bringing in. Did McLaren really need Ricciardo? No, because they would have been just fine with Sainz and Norris. Let's face it, they're proving.
Well, Sainz went for the opportunity.
Yeah, he did.
He went for the opportunity.
But his loss is about to be Ricciardo and I mean McLaren's gain, but definitely Ricciardo, because Ricciardo, we've talked about this. Ricciardo and Renault, Renault just Renault is showing.
And they're changing the name, by the way, Alpine.
Yes.
To one of the performance cars made by Renault, I believe.
Yes. And Renault is showing strides of improvement. They're definitely better than what we saw even last season. So they're continuing to get better. But McLaren is definitely going to showcase Danny Rick a lot better. But Sainz, I feel bad for Sainz, because what would have been a golden opportunity is turning out to not be. It's not turning out to be the best thing.
Yeah, I just feel for that kid, man. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's looking at Ferrari like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
What did I get myself into? Because what you don't want is you to get on Ferrari and him and Leclerc can try, but I don't know what they're gonna do next year. All these teams are performing and improving. The only ones that are not, that are all going backwards, are the Ferrari teams. Alphas, the Haas's.
I hope they don't put pressure on the drivers, because
you can't.
I hope they're realistic. Because we all know, it's been rumored and everybody has said it, that the pressure at Ferrari is insane. But I really hope that they're sensitive enough and sensible enough, that's really the word I'm looking for, to not put pressure on the drivers, considering that their car is just not a car that they have any chance of doing something with.
I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. For them, their front office is off. There's a lot going on in their front office. There's a lot going on with them internally. You can't put pressure on the drivers if you're giving them a car like that.
Their front office, their back office, their attic, and their basement is all off.
Yeah.
This is the part where you inspect the structure and you say, this needs to be torn down.
Yeah, you gotta destroy it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out, where do they go from here?
I don't know, but I hope Sainz doesn't disappear from the Formula One map, because he is a very good driver.
I think he's good enough to land a job, because now you got 2 good drivers that will be out of a job. It's still Hulkenberg still will be out. Vettel, I think he takes off a year.
I think Vettel should take off a year. I think that's...
Because Ferrari's not doing it. That is a relationship it's gone. And you hate to see it end like that, but it's...
Yeah, I think Vettel should take a year off and just do some personal stuff. He's been driving for years now.
Right.
Take a year off, take a vacation, be like Alonso and come back fresh and renewed and kick some butt.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I just... Whew. Their dirty laundry's being aired all out. Like, that's the last thing you want. But a lot of people don't feel bad for Ferrari. They get on there with Racing Point, we want transparency. What? If I'm Racing Point, you know what I would say to them? You'll get transparency when the rest of the world finds out what you did with your 2019 engine. Hey. The specifics. Specifically, what did you do?
Hey. But you know what? Hopefully we see Vettel in a better car in the future, because many people are saying, Vettel has so much more to give to the sport, and I think he can make things very exciting. I just think he needs a break. What's
sad? I think if he didn't have a break, he went to another team and another car, I think he'd do well. Ferrari will drain you, and not only that, it's just I'm looking, but no, he doesn't look like he knows what to do or say. He looks like he's just lost control, and I think it even goes above his head. I think Ferrari collectively is trying to figure out, where do we go from here? Because not only did we fall off, we fell off bad. It now makes them look like they were cheating flat out.
I mean, we all know that, but my concern, frankly, is no longer because I never liked Ferrari, and frankly, my only interest in Ferrari was ever just to see some competition with Mercedes because I'm a Mercedes fan. I like to see competition. I don't want the wins just to come by default, if you will. You know, some of that nail biting makes it exciting, but I what's happening with Vettel is just not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's an uncomfortable way to end a relationship, especially because we've talked about this, especially because everybody knows Ferrari was always his goal. So I hope that he keeps saying every weekend that he tries to hit the reset button, get back in the car and, you know, start fresh. But let's face it, there's only so much you can do with that when you have to come back every week or every other week to the same car that you know that you cannot perform in. I really hope he does take some time off just to purge a system from everything that's been going on because it cannot possibly be comfortable for him. He's a man that doesn't have social media, and I think that's very purposeful of him to not fill his mind because social media with all the comments and the trolls, it can weigh a lot, and he's very likely not ignorant to how people feel or think about him because as he's getting interview questions, he's not an idiot. He's gonna know what the general consensus is out there about him or what the opinion is about him as a driver. So I think it's very pointed of him not to have social media. At the same time, the fact that this relationship is severing very messily and you know,
it's looking bad.
It doesn't seem like an amicable separation.
Yeah, it looks bad.
I really hope he does take time off to just purge all of that because it has to wear on him. He seems to be coping okay with it and still shows up and does his best. But I really wish that he would just reset and come back fresh and free of all that mess. And I would love to see him come back to wherever he lands. I hope he lands on a team that's performing.
Oh yeah, he'll get a job. Vettel will get a job.
And really show that, you know, this is where he belongs and you can't just discount him just yet. While we are on drivers and performance, Albon. How do you feel about Albon?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Albon's he's doing well. I just know Red Bull stated when Danny Rick left, they wanted another 1-2 punch. They're not getting it. And I think he's doing well. I think you need to give the guy time. But you just need, Gasly wasn't being aggressive enough. Sometimes I feel like Albon is overly aggressive.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They need the happy medium. And again, under his own admission, Verstappen has stated in the middle of the race, I'm bored. I'm out here by myself.
Yeah.
He's joking about staying hydrated. Like he has his teammates too far back. I don't know what you do with that.
But even if he wasn't, you know, stuck in between whatever part he was in on the track where he was just out by himself, because Hamilton arguably could say the same thing. When he takes off and he's out, he's gonna be bored. There's nobody else around him. He's just by himself for most of the race. When it comes to it has to be uncomfortable to see Verstappen either sandwiched in between two Mercedes or trying to chase the Mercedes, and there's zero backup. And there's a reason there are 2 cars for each team on the track. Because it's invaluable to have a team member behind you that maybe needs to back up the rest of the people behind you.
Right.
Or that needs to, you know, help with your strategy, or you help them with their strategy, and as a team you're moving forward. Red Bull as a team is not doing as well simply because Albon just cannot close the gap. And frankly, let's face it, it's not just Albon. Albon is performing better than Gasly to some degree, because it's not like Gasly was complete trash when he was at Red Bull. He just wasn't. He had to fill in Danny Rick's shoes. Those are really big shoes that he had to fill up. And for him to step in and have a huge gap, but let's face it, Albon has about the same gap. He's showing more aggression, but that aggression isn't really paying off. He's providing some good and exciting racing to watch.
Yeah.
But when he gets it wrong, he really gets it wrong, and there's no reward.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. You're right. I'm trying to think of any solution, but where they get that 1-2 punch from? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Go get Vettel.
Hey.
Go get Vettel. You're going to get the 1-2 punch with Vettel. You give him a car. He trusts Horner. He knows Horner. I think that was his... He's always trusted Horner. He won his chips with Red Bull and Horner. The last time Red Bull won anything was with that guy. So you got to get him. That's my only thing. And I don't think nothing's wrong with Albon. Do you give him time? Well, put it like this. To be fair, let's see what he does next year.
Yeah. Because he does show a bunch of promise.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, he does.
The kid can drive. He deserves a seat. He's good. Just as Gasly deserves a seat. I mean, he just proved it in Monza. Was there some luck in that involved? Because he pitted the lap before K-Mag, had just pulled over to the side of the road? Sure, but luck isn't everything in Formula One. The kid can drive. The kid has been performing this year. He really showed out.
Yeah.
And Albon is he's a good driver, too. He cannot keep up with Verstappen. He cannot close that gap. And for Red Bull being used to Verstappen and Danny Rick, I mean, Danny Rick won Monaco. He won.
He did.
Several
races. The first 4 or 5 races in 18, Danny Rick was the man. Verstappen was crashing.
Yeah, but even when Verstappen stopped crashing and started showing up, Verstappen and Danny Rick were never too far apart.
Until Danny Rick announced he was leaving. That's when you start seeing,
That's when you saw.
You'll start seeing.
All of a sudden we forget that Danny Rick has a car that we need to fix too.
Yeah, man.
But, like similar to what's happening to Vettel at Ferrari, we're not going to stop.
The thing is, at least Vettel, though he's not, to me, getting the same car, Ferrari's not performing. So if I'm Vettel, I'm like, it don't even matter. It ain't like they're doing anything. They're bottom of the mid-pack. Yeah. Now, I think Leclerc's 7th in the points right now, or 8th. But for Ferrari, that's not good.
No.
That's not good.
But I hope Albon he's either granted the time to show what he can do, or he finds his sweet spot and starts really getting what he needs out of that car.
That's true. I don't. Man, I'm a little. I would hate to see him get bumped back down, because that means Danny Kvyat's gone.
Yeah.
Right? So, I just don't know. I know Horner, what he's looking for. I know he stated what he's wanted, but he's not getting it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else to... Because even when Max is off, now you have no one to fall back on. You want that. When Hamilton's off, you can go to Bottas. Back in 18 and even 19, one of the Ferraris were off.
I have a solution.
What's that?
Albon to AlphaTauri. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Kvyat to Alfa Romeo. Kimi to Red Bull.
Wow, Kimi in a Red Bull would be good.
Kimi is the oldest dude on that track.
He can still drive.
Kimi will outdrive these kids.
Kimi, if you give him a car, he can still... You don't lose your ability to drive. You just don't. Mm-mm. People act like 41, you start to use your cognitive and your motor skills. You don't.
Kimi is old, reliable. Put Kimi in that... Watch, and Kimi is the one that if Verstappen, no, I'm not just, this is just me talking out of the side of my face. If Verstappen has a meltdown over something like, I need more power, something, Kimi would be like, shut up, just drive. I don't have time for you. Give me my gloves.
I'm gonna be honest, that would be a good one. That'd be a good one. Wow, I don't know, man. And what does Haas do? Does Haas keep their same lineup?
Grosjean is doing... He's been keeping...
With that crap car. Because Haas does not have a good car. They didn't have one last year. They couldn't figure out... They kept running through tires last year. I don't know.
I'm glad that Grosjean wasn't dancing on the track when people were trying to pass him. Because we had that...
Oh, he wasn't. Here's the thing. And a lot of people blew this out of proportion. He moved a little bit. It was enough. But it's not like it was dramatic. People just blow everything out of proportion. It's like... You give him a mile, it'll take 20. You know what I mean? It's like he did move, but they're making it seem like it was so much. But to your point, he's doing a lot better than he did last year.
Yeah, he is.
So, I think it's good. I think it's good. He's doing better. I'm just worried about Albon. I'm not gonna lie to you all. Is he doing well? Yes, but well enough for Horner and Red Bull standards?
Well, so far, Horner and Red Bull have been backing him up.
They have backed him.
So, yeah, I
How long does that last?
well,
I mean...
I think to your point, I think he gets a pass this season.
Yeah.
Is it fair to the fact that they didn't give Gasly a whole season? You could argue that it wasn't, but let's face it, Gasly is just better placed with AlphaTauri. He really, that's his
And
element.
he likes a team manager. He got a good...
You know, like, you can see that he's really blossoming there. Like, that's just a better fit. So, I feel like him being bumped out of Red Bull was a blessing in disguise for him.
Yeah.
Because he really is doing well. With Albon, I really want Albon to do well because he's a good driver. We need to wait and see. If he doesn't perform, though, 2021, I think there'll be some shuffling. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That is an interesting situation there. I've been thinking about that for a little bit now. Albon situation. Ferrari situation. It's interesting. Poor Carlos Sainz. Guys, let us know in the comments. What do you think? Where does he go? I know he's nervous. I know he's not liking it because I wouldn't be. I'd be like, this is what I'm going into? You know, this is what I'm going into? I mean, this is literally now. It's hard. It's funny to say Ferrari is a lower tier mid-pack team.
I mean, he probably felt like he went from what was going to be soon the best of the rest to one of the top 3 teams.
Yep.
And now we're all realizing he's going from a team that is about to be definitely the best of the rest, if not about to be a top 3 team contender, to the bottom of the pack.
Because you got to realize you're right. Because Renault's doing better this year, Racing Point's doing better, and my boys are doing better. Ferrari's not keeping up with us. None of those teams, especially not us, they're not keeping up.
Yeah, he has downgraded monumentously, and it's...
At least he'll be getting a good check. He'll be collecting a good check. That's about all he's going. Because I'm just like,
true.
Unless they pull out another miracle. So, guys, again, this is just our thoughts. Let us know in the comments. What do you think? What are your thoughts on these things we brought up? We have time. We'll discuss the comments with you all. We'll bring them on the next video. Again, thanks for watching Formula for Speed. Babyface, any closing comments? Anything?
No.
None?
None. None.
There we have it. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next video.